Boom.
Alright, Shalom, the ISUPK started out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under commanding General Hannah. The classes in the UPK every 7 to 9. So lucky with technical difficulties, we do apologize. You know, we internet problems and other technical issues. We do apologize. It was every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 7 to 9, 394 Lodge Road, B18 5PW. Tuesday and Friday we got classes online. You know what I mean? Monday we got the law history class for myself, 7 to 9 at 394 Lodge Road, B18 5PW. Tuesday we got the Brotherhood class live from Manchester by Officer Tazarpon and Officer Albon. The Brotherhood to teach brothers how to be brothers, man. Something that we need. Something that may sound silly to you. It may sound silly, but it's something that black people need, man. All of our problems is why a lack of brotherhood. You look at drugs being sold, man. That's because brothers don't love their brother, man. You look at single parent homes, man. That's because brothers don't love their sisters, man. They don't love their brother. They love that black man. They will respect his daughter, man. All of our problems are about a lack of brotherhood. And in the UPK, free of charge, we teach you how to love your brother, man. You don't learn no Christian church. You don't learn no mosque. You don't learn it anywhere outside these doors, but in the Irish UPK, man. You know what I mean? Every Wednesday we got the law class by Officer Dunbar. As blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, the Lord punished us for breaking his laws, man. So what? Wouldn't that make you want to keep the law? That would make you want to keep the law. And guess what? And we got some good news for you. Officer Dunbar happens to teach that law class on Wednesday, man.
That's right.
So you can learn how to be a law-abiding citizen to the Most High. Not a law-abiding citizen, a law-abiding citizen to the Most High, but learn to keep his laws, statute, and commandments, man. You know what I mean? Okay. Then every Thursday is the mandatory class. Mandatory meaning you must come. You know what I mean? Not allowed for the what's the word? You know, only excuse you can probably have it probably being unclean or if you're female, but everyone in the UK must come to 394 Lodge Road, B18 5PW every Thursday, 7 to 9. Make sure you're there. And every Friday we got the Lash Walk or Dash, 7 to 8 by Officer Shamgar. Make sure you watch that class, man. Get in there, learn your language, learn your Hebrew tongue, man. It's for blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Every black Hispanic man should know your Hebrew tongue, man. Give a big shout out to Mausar.
That's right.
You know what I mean? We saw you some better life, but you know, he's there, man. He's there. Every Monday, be out there, brothers here reading. Working his way through the ranks, man. Look out for your brother, man. He's only straight from Gloucester, man.
That's right.
Now, we're gonna go into the Bible. Today we're gonna talk about sacrifices. You know what I mean? A lot of Christians don't know what it means sacrifice. A lot of fake Hebrew Israelites don't know what it means to sacrifice. I'm showing you the history of sacrifice in the Bible. And to let you know that sacrifice, people see horror movies and they see sacrifices where, you know, a man will strap down a baby and, you know, stab a baby and kill a baby. But nah, man. In the Bible, we had sacrifices, but it wasn't like that, man. It wasn't like that, like, you know, it's sacrifice. Like, we put a baby on the altar and spread him out and stab him in his heart, man. Nah. A sacrifice is just like a fine. Just like paying a fine. Like today, if you speed, to make you not speed again, the government will do what, man? Make you pay £8, man. So next time you think about speeding, like, boy, I can't afford that again, man. The government will what, give you 3 points on your license, man. Insurance premiums go up, man. So some driving job won't even touch you, man.
Yeah,
You got more than 6 points in your license, man. And that's supposed to make you say, oh, I ain't doing that again. I'm gonna take time before I start speeding, man. And that's what a sacrifice is. A sacrifice, you're meant to give away your best cow, your best sheep. Your best sheep, but your young, nice, fertile sheep. You got a boy sheep that's fertile. He can make what? More boy sheep, man. He's fertile and fresh. He can breed up the place. It can make you a lot of money. With sheep, when you have sheep, what can sheep bring you? Money, man. Wool, meat, lamb chops, what else? Leather. What else is sheep? Milk. All these things they can make you, man. And guess what? The Lord just kills it, man. The Lord that kills it. So you think, you know what? I've lost out on a bag right there, man. I lost out some big money. Oh, you know what? I'm not doing that again. And that's what a sacrifice is, man. It got nothing to do with God drinking the blood. But what's them heathen say? We please the gods. We kill 1,000 sheep, and the gods will give us a better winter next year or better summer. Yeah. All that is garbage, man. Sacrificing the Bible is just fine, man. Give me Leviticus 5 and 6 for sure. Big song.
All right. Okay. All right. Leviticus 5 and 6. And he shall bring his trespass offering.
What offering?
Trespass offering.
So when you read this whole chapter, it talks about sinner. If a man, we read this one like here.
Leviticus 5 and 1. And if a soul sin.
A soul what?
Sin.
And it's talking about a soul that sin. What is a sin? Mama Safi, hold that with 1 John 3 and 4. I'm going to show you what sin is. Sin is not raising your voice. Sin is not shouting like what Christians say. Sin isn't, the doom and gloom, darkness of... What Christians say? Sin is the doom and gloom, darkness and mischievous, dark side. I'm going to show you what sin is, man. Sin got nothing to do with all that garbageness. Sin is pretty simple, man. Read that, please, Mama Kusha.
1 John 3 verse 4. Whosoever commits sin transgresses also the law.
So John saying, who commits sin transgresses the law. So if any man sins, he transgresses the law. If any man sins, he breaks the law. Keep it in.
For sin is the transgression of the law.
And what is sin? The transgression of the law. It says sin is the transgression of the law. When you break the law, that is sin. That's all sin is. Sin isn't the dark, mysterious, gloom, tomb. Sin is when you break the law. If you're eating pork, you are sinning. If you're a homosexual, you are sinning. If you're a whore, you are sinning. That's all sin is, man. Today, what does the white man call sin? What does the white man call it when you break his law, man? What do you call it? Offenses.
Offenses.
It's called offenses, man.
A crime.
A crime. In our country, we call it sin, and the Christians took that word sin and made it some dark, mysterious. You sin if you shout too much. You sin if you go gambling. You sin. I sin is simply breaking the law, man. Christians make out that, oh my God, it's sin, and when you sin, you don't become one with God. But they're sinning right now eating pork, man. They're sinning right now banging that tambourine, man. They're sinning right now when they got women on the pulpit, man. They are the sinners.
That's
sin
right.
Is the transgression of the law. That is the definition of sin in the Bible. Not what your pastor says, not what your mom says, but in the Bible. The Bible says if any man sins, he breaks the law. And the reason why he breaks the law is what? Because sin is the transgression of the law.
Right.
That's what sin is. Go back, Baba Kushar. Leviticus 5 and 1.
5 and 1. Leviticus 5 and 1. And if a soul sin.
And if a soul sin, if a soul breaks the law, if a soul eats pork, crab, shrimp, lobster, this is talking about if a man sins and he didn't know any better. If a man broke a law and he didn't know, this is what he should do. Jump down to verse 6.
Verse 6. And he shall bring his trespass offering.
And he shall bring a trespass offering. A trespass is what? An offense, man. If I step on your shoes, I trespassed you. If I offended you somehow, I trespassed you. And this brother here trespassed God, man. And this brother will bring what? A trespass offering, man. An offering, also known as a sacrifice. Keep it in.
Unto the Lord.
Unto who?
Unto the Lord.
Unto who?
Unto the Lord.
And the Bible goes, this man will bring an offering unto the Lord, man. Let me tell you something, black man, when you give a sacrifice to the Lord, you are giving it to the priest. That's what it means by giving it to the Lord. When you give something, Christians have misread the Bible, man. And that's why they sacrifice. When you watch the movies, what they're doing is sacrificing to their gods, man. They lie the kid down and they'll tie your hands and feet and say, oh, this is my gods, and they'll rip your heart out, man. When the Bible says you give your goat to God, it don't mean that, man. It means you give it to the priest, man, and we're going to prove it to you, man. We're going to prove it to you. When God says, hear my voice, God ain't going to literally speak to you, and you can do this. The priest speaks to you, man. And this is what it means when you sacrifice to God. Give me 1 Samuel 1 and 1. Hold that. 1 Samuel 1 and 1.
All right. 1 Samuel 1 and 1. Now there was a certain man of Ramah Thamizah Ephraim of the Mount Ephraim.
So there's a man from Mount Ephraim. You know what I mean? From Mount, he's a Levite, but he lived in Ephraim, man. We had what, 12 We had 12 tribes. We had 12 tribes. All them tribes had land of their own. The land of Benjamin, the land of Gad, the land of Naphtali. All of them had land apart from Levi. Levi dwelt in everybody else's land. He had no land of his own, and it was our job to look after him. How do we look after him? By giving him offerings, sacrifices, tithes, keeping him. So there was a man who was a Levite man. So he lived in Mount Ephraim. He lives in Ephraim, which will be the Puerto Ricans today, so-called, keeping him.
And his name was Elkanah, the son of Jeroham, the son of Elihu, the son of Tohu, the son of Zuph, and Ephraim.
There you go. This from the Ephraim man. He come from Ephraim, an Ephraim man, so-called Puerto Rican today. There's a man. You want to read about this man. This man we're reading about is the father of Samuel. Man. Keep it in.
And he had 2 wives.
And did what?
2 wives.
And this man had 2 wives, man. You know what I mean? The Bible, it's normal to have multiple wives. The Bible didn't introduce it. He said he had 2 wives, just like saying he had 2 children or 2 cars. This man had 2 wives, man. Keep it in.
The name of the one was Hannah, and the name of the other was Peninnah.
So he had 2 wives. One was Hannah. That's where you get the word Hannah today. Or I think in the Hebrew it's Hannah. Hannah, I think it means grace. And the other one was what?
A Peninnah.
Can't remember what that means, but I know for a fact Hannah means grace. This man had 2 wives. One meant grace. Then another wife too, man. Keep it in.
And Peninnah had a children, but Hannah had no children.
So they had 2 wives. One had children. One had no children, man. And you know what I mean? The one that had no children was upset. So why? Every woman wants children. You know what I mean? It behooves me today how women don't want children, man. It behooves me today how women want to be lesbians and want to have sex with other women. This is natural for women to have children. Remember back in the day, women was girl children. Toys R Us would sell dolls, man, and the pushchair. Why? For little girls? Because that's what all girls wanted. All girls, every girl out there had a baby doll in their hand, man. That came with the bottle and came with the nappy changing and all sorts. But in 2022, Christianity rising and coming through the walls and in the air. These women don't want babies no more, man. These women want to be men nowadays, man. Keep it in.
Verse 3. And this man went up out of his city yearly to worship and to sacrifice unto the Lord of hosts.
Okay, so this man had 2 wives, one had a child, one didn't have a child. And the one that didn't have a child prayed to the Lord, man. He prayed to the Lord, listen, please, let me have a child, man. And that's where we're at right now. Give me verse 11 about the child.
Verse 11. And she vowed a vow and said, O Lord of hosts, if thou will indeed look on the affliction of thine handmaid.
And she goes, listen, Lord, I'm your servant, man. I'm your handmaid, man. Please, if you look at my affliction is what? Pain, punishment. What's the punishment? Not having a child, man. She called not having a child punishment. She goes, Lord, listen, if you can look at your handmaid, man, look at your humble servant, hear me, and please just give me a child. Keep it.
And remember me, and forget not thine handmaid, but will give unto thy handmaid a man, a child.
And she goes, give me a man child, man. Please give me a boy child, man. Keep it.
Then I will give him unto the Lord all the days of his life.
And she said, Lord, if you give me a man child, I will give him to you, man. I will give this child to you all the days of his life. Now let's see how she gave this child to the Lord, man. Let's see how you give things to the Lord. Let's see how you give money to God. Let's see how you give offerings to God, sacrifice to God. Let's see how you give children to God, man. Skip that. Give me verse 3 and 1.
1 Samuel 3 and 1.
So she had this son. The son was called Samuel. And Samuel's growing up now. Let's see how she gave it to God. Read.
And a child Samuel ministered unto the Lord before Eliah.
Before who?
Eliah.
So the child ministered under Eli.
Eli.
This is how the child was given to God. He was made to work in the temple, man. This child was given to the priest. The priest at that time was Eli. And he said, what? The child Samuel ministered unto the Lord. Minister means to work, man. works for the Lord. Now, how do you work for the Lord? By working for Eli, man. You work for the Lord when you work for the men of the Lord. You give the Lord a sacrifice when you give a sacrifice to the men of the Lord. You give the Lord a son when you give your son to the men of the Lord. He said here, Eli was in the temple working, man, cleaning, doing the sacrifice. What else do you do in the temple, sir? Sweeping, washing. You know what I mean? Taking people's sacrifices. That's how she gave this child to the Lord, man. This child was made to work in the temple all the days of his life, man. That's how you give a child to the Lord. But movies, Hollywood has said, oh my God, he gave it to God. That means, I think they put him on a rock and then stab his heart out and they hold his heart to the sun. That's not what it means, man. And they think when you sacrifice a lamb to God, like Muslims like on Eid, sacrifice a lamb to God, man. Slaughter the lamb and cut it open and put the blood everywhere. And listen, man, to give a lamb to God means to give it to the priest, man. That's all it means, man. That's what it means. Get my judge real quick. For the brothers, I'll give it. In fact, turn it out. 1 second. What you trying?
I'll find it for you.
No, sweat. Give me Judges 11 and 31, also, if you could.
Oh, I've got it, Stitch Money.
You could also that one first and get Captain Push one. Judges 11 and 31.
Judge 11 verse 31. Then it shall be that whosoever cometh forth of the doors of my house to meet me, when I return in peace from the children of Haman, shall surely be the Lord's, and I will offer it for the burnt offering.
There you go, man. So this is a brother at war, and the brother said to God, listen, Lord, if you let me win this war, anything that I see first on the way back, I'm going to give it to you, man, with a burnt offering. And then Christians read that. In the story, the brother's daughter came to him and hugged him. And Christians said, see, this man gave his daughter to the Lord. He burnt his daughter to the Lord. No, he didn't mean that, man. He gave his daughter to the priest and the burnt offering. That's what it means, man. You know what I mean? What's the proof? You can prove it right now, man.
No.
Give me verse 38, no.
Which went around.
Yeah, you give me verse 38. This is how you know that his daughter came out and hugged him, and he gave his daughter to the Lord, man. He didn't sacrifice her. And this is the proof, man. Give me verse 38.
Verse 38. And he said, go, and he sent her away for 2 months, and she went with her companions and bewildered her virginity upon the mountain.
Oh, man. This is the went to the mountain and cried because she had no children, man. Imagine that. You're about to die, you're worried about the children you never had. You're about to be burnt to death and you're worried about your virginity. The reason why she cried about virginity is because she's like, damn, I had work in the temple the rest of my life, man. I didn't have a chance to get a family of my own. Now this is my family. Oh, I had other plans, man. You know what I'm saying about? I really had plans to get a husband or wife. That's why she's crying her virginity, man. Because she wanted life for her own, and now she can't have that, man. That's like, that's gone. That's why she's crying. Wouldn't you cry about your life? Wouldn't you cry about your life? You crying about not having a baby. Because what? She wasn't given as a burnt offering, man. She wasn't sacrificed, she was given to work as a priest. That's how you give things to God. So let's get back. Oh, sorry. So
Yeah. So prove it. Deuteronomy 18 and 1. The priest, the Levites, and all the tribe of Levi shall have no part, no inheritance with Israel.
So the Levites had no inheritance, man. Levites didn't have a farm and land and a job. Your job is to look after them. Just like today, man. Bobby Johnson don't go out there and work 9 to 5. Your tax money pays him, man. And the same thing back then. Our job is to look after the Levites, pay tithes, and that house them, and therefore they help us. Keep it in.
They shall eat of the offerings of the Lord.
And they eat the offerings, man. So when the Bible goes, give an offering to the Lord, the Levites eat it, man. When you give an offering to the Lord, just give it to the Levites. You give them a gift. You just gave them some mutton, man. You gave them some lamb chops for the day. That's what it means to give an offering to the Lord, man. If you commit a fine in England, you give your money to who? The government, man. They benefit from that fine. And if you sin against the Lord, you just gave the Levites a gift, man. And you see the Levites curry down one of your best lamb. Imagine your best lamb, man, strong and fertile, and you see a Levites curry it down, man. Turn that lamb into burgers. You're like, damn, look at all that potential in between two slices of bread, man. Look at all that money in between two slices of bread and cheese and lettuce, man. Oh, I ain't doing that again, man. And that's what a sacrifice is, man. It's not reserved.
He shall eat the offerings of the Lord made by fire and his inheritance. Verse 3. And this shall be the priest's due from the people, from them that offer a sacrifice.
And them that offer a sacrifice. And I'll give you another one. In the Bible, it says that man can pledge anything to the Lord. In the Bible, it says that man can give land, a man can give gold. And guess what? When you read on what it say, that land you give it to the priest, man. You basically, if you give land to the Lord ain't coming out here and walking on the land. How do you give land to the Lord, man? By signing that deed over to the priest, man. So the priest here, sign this. You say your land now. That's how you give land to the priest, man, by signing that deed over, man. Sorry, so go back to the one you had before that. I think Leviticus.
Okay, no.
Leviticus 5 and 5 and 6.
Like Leviticus 5 and 6. And he shall bring his trespass offering unto the Lord.
There you go. If a man sins, if a man did something he didn't know was wrong, and you found that it's wrong, you give a sin to the Lord, man. You pay a fine, and that way you won't do it no more, man. It's supposed to hurt you so you don't do it no more. And there's one way to get at blacks and Spanish and Native Indians, man. That's to hit us in our pockets, man. That's to hit us right in our pockets, man. But guess what? This is the problem, though. Does paying fines mean that you won't do it again? You don't, man. That's the problem. The Lord found out something with us. The Lord found out that fining us didn't work, man. Giving us fines didn't work. Just like if you pay a fine for speeding, does that mean you won't speed again? What will make you not speed again, man? Not wanting to speed again. Not the fact that it's a fine. You just find ways not to get fined. Like, does jail stop people from killing? No, it don't, man. Because people kill all the time and go to jail. How do you stop murdering, man? By people not wanting to murder no more. And the Lord found out that, man. The Lord realized that, listen, fining us, punishments is not what changed us, man. It's making us not want to sin. That's what changed us. And that's where Yahushua came in, man. To teach us not to not want to sin, not by just paying the fine. Keep it in.
For his sin, which he have sinned, a female of the flock.
A female of the flock, man. Imagine that you got a female, man. You know, you got a female sheep and all the men just, you get every, how much sheep come out one time? Like about six. And all that is money for you, man. All that is more wool for you, more milk for you, more meat for you, man. Imagine that with one sheep, guess what? The raw textiles company can hit you up, man. The butcher can hit you up, man. The milkman can hit you up. The cheese company, all these people coming in, giving you money, man. And guess what now? You lost all that now. No milk for you. Imagine that, man. You're in your bag, as the kids say. Imagine that you got all these sheep, man. And you got the milkman giving you a check. You know what I mean? You got the wool, the man that makes coats giving you a check, man. The man that makes leather giving you a check. The butcher's giving you a check. Guess what? No one's giving you a check. Why? You're a sinner, man. And guess what? You got to tell all the people now, sorry, I got no business this week. I got no business. You got to turn down all that money. Why? Because you said that will make a man say, I ain't doing that again. Last time I did that, I lost out on too much business. And that's what a sacrifice is, man. This Bible is a book about reality, man. It's not about, I sacrifice to God and I put it on the altar and I stab it in the heart and I take the heart out and look at the sun. Anyone see that movie Apocalypto? Where they're sacrificing bodies on a big pyramid, man. And then the sun gets dark. All that is Hollywood, man. A sacrifice is you giving up something that makes you money, man. You giving up something that makes you money, that brings riches to your family so that you don't do it again. That's all a sacrifice is.
That's right. A lamb or a kid of the goats.
A lamb or a kid of the goat, man. Not no old lamb that can't really make babies again. That nobody was a kid, man, fresh. Can run around. All you need is one male lamb or one male sheep, man. That can run around. Like when you got a nice strong bull, that one strong bull runs around having sex with all them cows, man. Or that one bull has sex with all them cows. He no old cow. He no old bull that can't perform. Nice strong bull having sex with all these cows, making you loads of money, man. You got a pregnant cow over there, pregnant cow over there, pregnant cow over there, man. That's meat over there, meat over there, meat over there. That's leather, cheese, milk, everything, man. But guess what you're saying? It's now no cheese for you, no check for you, man. No nothing for you. And that way you would learn. You know, your man speeding, they'll hit you with a fine, man. And that way you would learn. If you don't listen, we will policy your license. If you don't listen, we'll revoke your license. And that way you will learn, man. When you catch the boss, that way you're supposed to learn. Keep it in.
For a sin offering, and the priest shall make an atonement for him.
And the priest shall make an atonement. Again, atonement is the Bible is not mystical, man. Christians think that to make atonement, a man puts his hands in his head and sucks the sins out of your body. There you go, sin free now. No, man, atonement just means that one, man. Listen, I got many parking fines. When you pay that fine, you're atoned. It's like, okay, you paid, it's cool now. You know what I mean? We was about to honestly, we was about to up the price on you, man. You know what I mean? If you don't pay it 7 days, we're gonna up the price. We're gonna up the price again. Then we're gonna send bailiffs. They're gonna take you to court. You pay it. Now you've been told for. Done that squash. No more beef now. You was pissed because you was driving too fast, but you paid it now. Hoping they listen. That's what it means to be atoned for.
That's right.
Christians think to be atoned means that you suck the sin out. There you go. You sin free now. I don't mean that, man. Atone comes from the word at one. We're not at odds no more with that one. When two people are, but when two become one, it means we're peaceful now, man. That's what it means. Keep it in.
And if he be not able to bring a lamb,
And if he's not able to bring a lamb, maybe this brother's not just like today. Just like today, listen, where do you think the white man got his nose from us, man? If you ain't able to pay the fine, what happens sometimes? You can pay in installments, man. You can't pay the fine. That's what we do, installments, isn't it?
installments, payment plan.
A payment plan. And likewise, the law considered people that were poor, people that sinned and didn't have a farm, didn't have the privileges of having a farm and loads of cows. We weren't blessed with having loads of animals. You know what I mean? They weren't privileged like that. They weren't fortunate like that. So the law has set it in place for people that weren't so rich. Keep it in.
Then he shall bring for his trespass, which he have committed, 2 turtle doves.
There you go, a cheap offering. A dove is what, like a pigeon? This man ain't got no big sheep and lamb and bull and ox. So he gotta give it 2 pigeons instead, man. 2 turtle doves. Keep it in.
Or 2 young pigeons.
Or 2 pigeons, man. And these are clean animals, mind you. A pigeon is a clean animal, as ugly as it looks. And you see them in town eating bread, and I know they are clean, man. And guess what? Poor people wasn't privileged with having a nice, chunky leather lamb, man. They had to eat pigeon. And guess what? The Lord took that away from them too, man. The Lord took that away from them too. Just like poor people still got to pay fines, man. Like, just like today, poor people are not exempt from speeding. You know what I mean? They can't pay the fine outright, but they still got to pay. They might have to pay installments, but they still got to pay.
That's right.
And they might have to pay with their 2 pigeons, but they still got to pay, man. We don't like the Christian church where we just, we'll leave this poor, we'll leave this rich now, man. Still got to pay. Keep it in.
One for a sin offering, and the other for a burnt offering.
There you go. One for a sin offering, one for a burnt offering, man. And guess what? Why is it called a burnt offering? Because they're about to cook that up, man. They're about to cook that up, man. You have to pay. The Lord, one is a fine, and guess what? So one is a. Anyone ever been to court before? If you go to court, I've been to court before. As soon as you leave, they ask you how you paid for this. Nobody will. I was like, hey, well, I didn't leave the aid at that time. So one is for a sin offering. One is your fine, and the other one is what? For the priest's time. You know the ones that priests gotta get paid, and that's what it is when you go to court. When you go to court, you pay for that judge's time. One for sin offering, one for burnt offering. So one the Lord took, so you learn your lesson, and the other one the priest eats, man. One for the priest's time. That's how it works. Yeah, keep it.
Verse 8, and he shall bring them unto the priest, who shall offer that which is for the sin offering first, and wring off its head.
Look at that, man. You're poor and you ain't, you got a pigeon and you see a man that's broken chicken's leg, man. This rings like click. He's looking like, wow, man. You know what I mean? This pigeon could have made me some eggs, man. Could have sold the eggs. You know what I mean? Could have sold the eggs in Tesco, man. Could have sold the pigeon meat, man. Could have sold the feathers, man. So much things. You know, people got feathered pillows, man. So much things you can do with it. Guess what? This is lost your livelihood, man. You might just lost your livelihood. What that you're looking at the pigeon as money. And you see a man. Imagine that you got a nice car, man. Nice car, all done up, and the Lord just takes the car. You see them just. You park somewhere you shouldn't park, and you see the Lord just take your car on a crane and drive it away. You're like, how is my baby, man? This brings me money. I pay a lot on this. And that will make you not going to park on a double yellow line again. Likewise, man, you got this turtle there, but you see the priest click, break his leg, like break his leg, man. No more eggs for you, man. You got egg market. You can't sell an egg market now. You had one, and that will make you not want to sin. And that's all sacrifices, man. Anyone? Give me Numbers 15 and 5.
Got numbers up.
15 and 5, for sure.
All right, Numbers 15 and 5. And the fourth part of an hin of wine for a drink offering.
There you go. Now in Numbers 15, it's talking about different types of offerings. Now, listen, the Bible goes how you can give a drink offering to the Lord, man. You feel the Lord gonna drink your E&J, and you're wrong. The priest takes it, man. The priest takes listen. That means you give your offering to the priest, and he drinks it, man. Has a wonderful time with his wife. You hear me? You say you got to give a drink offering. You know what I mean? You got no room in your house, man. All them barrels. Imagine you're a man that got a great. Everyone in Israel has different occupations, man. You're a man that got fields and fields and fields of what? Grapes, man. Squeezing and getting grapes and making wine and bottles of wine. And you got to give all them bottles of wine to the priest. Why? Because you can't behave yourself. And the priest and his wife having a wonderful time, man, with your cinema. They're drinking and they're touching glasses and shit. Sitting there. Because you can't stop sinning, man. And the priest has it. I was proving to you that the priest has it, and the Lord don't drink it, man. It's like
now, you know something? That's how you know England gets its laws from the Bible, because in the past, I've done things and got fines, and for you to even give that money, it hurts. With that money, I could have done something, and now the West Midlands Travel Agency or whatever, they've got my £80.
There you go, man.
They got my £60.
And their fines benefit the country. You know what I mean? But we're gonna go into it. So give me Jeremiah 7 verse 22. This is the problem. The Lord has something in place that if we sin, we'll pay a fine. But this is the issue. What happened with the sacrifices? We thought that the Lord wanted our sacrifices. And what the Lord wanted was for us to stop sinning. So we will sin and give the Lord sacrifice. We will sin and go, here you go. What's that? Oh, yeah, that's two of those. Yeah, hold that. We had the sacrifice ready before we even sinned, man. And that was not what the Lord had in place. So we're going to read that right now. That's why Yahweh had to come. Because there's no sacrifice that could atone for all the weed that we don't smoke, man. There was no sacrifice good enough for all the crap that we don't sold, man, and smoke, man. That's why Yahweh had to come, man.
Is that Jeremiah 17 too?
7:22.
7:22.
Wait, it's off from 21.
Okay. Jeremiah 17 verse 21. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, put your burnt offering into your sacrifice and eat flesh.
So, Lord said, read that again, fuck.
Jeremiah 17 verse 21. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, put your burnt offering unto your sacrifice and eat flesh.
Lord said, listen, these sacrifices, you eat it, man. I don't want it, man. The Lord said, get your sacrifices, you eat it yourself, you eat the flesh. And this, if I explain, keep it in.
Verse 22. For I spake unto you, your father, nor concerning them in the days that I brought them out of the land of Egypt, concerning the burnt offering or sacrifice.
But the Lord said, listen, when I spoke to your fathers in Egypt, we didn't talk about no sacrifices, man. You know what I mean? I don't want no sacrifices. When I took you out of Egypt, your forefathers, we didn't have no. I wasn't concerned with sacrifices. This is what the Lord was concerned with. Next verse.
Verse 23. But this thing commanded I them, saying, Obey my voice.
That's what the
And
Lord wants. The Lord said, I don't want
obey my voice.
sacrifices. The Lord said, you're giving me sacrifices like, yeah, here you go, don't hold that. I don't want that. I want you to obey my voice. The Lord said, when it came to your forefathers in Egypt, we didn't have no agreement about no sacrifices, man. What I wanted from them was obedience, but I don't want no kid goats, I no kid lamb, I no turtle dove, man. That don't benefit me. That's like you got a son, right? And your son don't listen to you. Your son sells drugs, but to shut you up, he gives you a present. He said, you don't want to sell drugs, but with that drug money, he buys you a car, trying to shut you up. You're like, listen, I don't want it, man. I want you to stop selling drugs. That's what the Lord saying here. The Lord said, I don't know about these sacrifices, man. I want you to obey my voice, man, to listen to me. Keep it in.
I don't want. And I will be your God, and ye shall be my people.
There you go, keep
And
it in.
walk ye in all the ways that I have commanded you, that it may be well unto you.
That's what the Lord wants us, man, to us to obey him and listen to him. Not no sacrifices, man. Drop that. Give me 1 Samuel 15:22. Good. 1 Samuel 15:22.
Samuel 15.
All right, 1 Samuel 15 and 22. And Samuel said, have the Lord as great delight in burnt offerings and sacrifices.
So Saul went to war with the Amalekites, man, and he didn't follow out his orders correctly. The Lord said, listen, burn everything, man. And as Saul was killing them and burning their goods, he saw some good stuff. Like, oh, got a strong gold over there, man. Oh, look at this gold over here, man. And Saul started to keep some of the stuff. So Samuel comes on the scene and Samuel's like, yo, what did I try to get rid of everything? What are you doing here, man? And Samuel's like, yeah, I know, man, some good stuff right here, man. Look at the TV, man, yo. The Lord can get this. Look at this car. You know, they kill the whole country. If you go to Ukraine right now and you know, wipe out Ukraine or any country, what's gonna happen? They're gonna have houses left over, goods left over, and these things are gonna look appealing. If you went to war right now with London and you won London, what's gonna be left over? Nice cars, man. Yeah. London too, the BMW TVs, and you're like, whoa, can't let that go. And that's what happened. You ran up in another man's country, a whole country, you know, kill them, put them in chains, and he started going on the farms, so the gold and the silk and these things he couldn't let go, man. He couldn't let go. And this is where we're at right now. Read that again, Mama Kisha.
What's that? 15 and...
Same verse again. It was
And Samuel, verse 22. And Samuel said, have the Lord as great delight in burnt offerings and sacrifices.
Yeah, man. And Samuel's like, yeah, man, I kept it because I want to give it to the Lord, man. Go give it to the priest. He said, the priest is going to be full after today. Listen, I'm about to nice them up, man. I'm about to nice with the priest, you know. Listen, I know I should have kept it, but it's not about me. Some good stuff here, man. You can't dash this. Look at this cow, man. Look at this fat cow right here, man. I'm about to nice with the priest, man. And Samuel said, listen, the Lord don't give a damn about the sacrifices, man. The Lord gave you orders, Samuel. Why didn't you follow your orders, man? Keep it in.
As in obeying the voice of the Lord.
The Lord said, Samuel said, the Lord don't care about sacrifices. He rather you obey the Lord, man. Listen to him, follow his orders, instructions, keep it in.
Behold, to obey is better than to sacrifice.
And the Lord said to obey God is better than sacrifice. And that's what we did not understand. These things were fines, man, so that we don't do it again. And we thought that these were things to hush the Lord up, man. You know, Sinja, I'm just giving this, you know. I'll sleep with that girl and we shut you up and give this lamb. If I got a lamb, got him over this, I'll give that one. I can spare it to you, And the Lord said, nah, man, you got it twisted, man, you got it all around. That wasn't the case, man. You could have one. Get me this one. Uh, Psalms 50 and 11. This is the Lord speaking about sacrificing again, man. This is why Yahweh had to come.
Psalms 50 and 11. I know all the fowls of the mountains.
Is there anything before that one now?
Yeah. Verse 9. No, verse 8. I will not reprove thee for thy sacrifices.
The Lord said, listen, reprove means to correctly. The Lord had enough now, man. Lord said, I'm not gonna, reprove you because you give me sacrifices. Man. I'm not having no more, man. You know what I mean? Our nation got it wrong. Just like our nation got the Sabbath day wrong as well, man. Didn't understand the Sabbath day. And it was killing people. Why? Because they was working on the Sabbath. When to work, the work that I was talking about is what? Servile work, man. You know what I mean? The house was picking corn on the Sabbath. And they're going to kill him. And the house listen, you don't understand the Bible, man. Mm-hmm. The people in time of Judas Maccabee didn't want to fight on the Sabbath day, almost dying on the Sabbath, man. Because they didn't understand the Bible, man. And likewise, brothers back then didn't understand the law of sacrifice, man. The law of sacrifice wasn't so you could be a filthy sinner, man. It was so you wouldn't be a filthy sinner.
That's right.
But our brothers didn't get it, man. And the Lord said, I had nothing sacrifice. I don't want it no more, man. I'm not going to reprove you because you give me a goat to the lamb and kill it.
All thy burnt offerings.
All thy burnt offerings? The Lord said, listen, I don't want you to sin and give my priest a little, a lamb and a goat, man. Be cool, man. Keep it in.
To have been continually before me.
Keep it in.
I will take no bullock out of thy house, nor he goat out of thy fold.
And the Lord said, I don't want your he goat. I don't want your bullock. A fold is what? A fold is like plural of a goat. You know, like, it's mad because I was learning this the other day. I was on the internet, I was just doing dumb shit I do at the time. Like, more than one wolf is what for a pack. And a group of crows are called a murder. Like a group of pigs are herd. A pride of lions. And that's what it means by a fold. A fold of goats. Loads of goats called a fold. Keep it in.
For every beast of the forest is mine.
The Lord said, listen, the beasts are mine anyway, man. Like, how you give me a gift when these are mine? So you ain't doing me no favor. Listen, you got it wrong. You don't think you're doing me a favor. You think you shut me up. You don't think he go, Lord. I don't want you goat, man. You got it wrong. Like, these animals are mine anyway. You ain't doing me no favor. Don't give to the Lord, you know. You know what I mean? But see this guy that give this to the Lord. The Lord don't want it, man. That was for you. So you learn your lesson, not for the Lord. The Lord said, these goats are mine. How are you gonna give what's mine back to me? You got it twisted, man. Keep it in.
And the cattle upon 1,000 hills.
And the Lord said, I got cattle on 1,000 hills, man. The Lord said, this whole earth is mine. I got cattle upon 1,000 hills. I don't want you one goat, man. I don't want you one goat. I don't want you one sheep. These things don't benefit me. See, the fines in England benefit the country. They love the fines, man. They love the fines. They love fining people. But the Lord said, listen, when I find you don't benefit me. This is to make you a better person. This is to stop me from killing you. You feel that you're doing me a favor now. This ain't so. Keep it in.
I know all the fowls of the mountains.
And the Lord said, I know where every bird is, man. I don't want to find every single bird, man. Don't think you're gonna give me 2 turtle doves, man. You're giving me 2 little trespass offerings. I know I can find every last one of them, man. You think you're hushing me up by giving me 2 doves? Well, here's a trespass, here's a bird offering. No, listen, keep that. I know where 1,000 birds are, man. Keep it in.
And the wild beasts of the field are mine.
And the wild beasts are mine anyway. What's a wild beast in the field, man? The lamb, the cow, the bullock, the ox. See, these are mine anyway. How are you gonna give me something that's mine anyway? I don't need this. Keep it in.
If I were hungry, I would not tell thee.
And what's the Lord saying there, Moses? The Lord said, if I was hungry, I wouldn't tell you.
He's saying that he's in charge of all things. So what you're going to offer him is already his.
Because when he said, if I was hungry, I wouldn't tell you.
Mm.
What's the Lord saying there?
If he was hungry.
Like, for instance, if you was hungry, would you tell your children?
No, because they can't provide for him.
There you go. The Lord said, if I was hungry, me, I'm not, but if I was hungry, ain't nothing you could do for me. Like, you acting like you're giving me the goat. Like, this was my belly. It's about thousands, man. What you're bringing is nothing. If I was hungry, I wouldn't ask you. It'd be pointless. What can you do for me? I wouldn't tell you. You're the ones that like, I was hungry, I wouldn't tell my son. What can he do? You tell someone that can help. Those, if I was hungry, I wouldn't come to you anyway. Keep it in.
For the world is mine.
For the whole earth belongs to the Lord, man. The whole entire earth belongs to the Lord. Look at that word up in Hebrew, man. This one in the right context talk about the earth. And also the whole earth is mine, man. It belongs to me. I made it, man. How are you gonna take something from my earth and give back to me? This is for you. This is so I don't kill you, man. This is so that the priests don't stone you to death. Keep it in.
And the fullness thereof. I mean, what's a filter?
And come on, God. And the fullness thereof, the earth is mine, the fullness. So the earth is mine, the whole earth is mine, and the things that it's full of, all of it's mine. So the earth is mine, the sky, the heavens, and the things in it too, that's mine also. Keep it in.
Will I eat the flesh of bulls?
And the Lord saying, listen, I eat bulls. You ever see me eat lamb burger yet? You ever see me eat the curry mutton yet? Nah, so why you doing me a favor? You see me eat the bulls yet? You never seen me eat the bull. So why do you think you're doing me a favor by giving sacrifices, man? That's what the Lord's saying here. Keep it in. He's saying, well, I eat this. Like, are you benefiting me? Yeah, you should right, yeah? Saying, meaning, he don't need us, man. Keep it in.
Or drink the blood of goats?
There you go, keep it in.
Offer unto God thanksgiving.
And this is what you should give to God, man. Give to God thanksgiving, we done.
And pay thy vows unto the Most High.
That's what the Lord wants, man, to pay your vow, man. That's a vow. Vows are oath, man. Vows are oath. And this is in the Old Testament, our family had an oath to the Lord, man. And that was to keep his laws, statutes, and commandments, man. Should I get it? What's that part of the Bible where it said we shall do?
Exodus 19. Yeah, for 18.
This is the vow, man. Our foreparents made a vow to the Lord and said that listen, our children will do what you command. And guess what, black man? You are them children, 1988. You are them children, man. That's the vow, that's the oath. And we gotta keep it. This is the family we're born in. You know, our great grandparents, listen, our children will keep the laws, statutes, and commandments. They said that's the vow. And we happen to be them children. So we gotta keep that. We gotta keep that vow, man. In Exodus 19 and 7.
Exodus 19 and 7. And Moses came and called the elders of the people and laid before their faces all these words which the Lord commanded him.
So that Moses had all the words that the Lord commanded us. What's he talking about? In a book, in a scroll, man. You know, in the ISUPK, we salute the Torah, man. Anyone, you know why we salute the Torah?
Because we're saying we're going to do a split.
Yeah, man. See that these words in this book, we stand by it, man. You know how in America they salute the flag? They're saying that this flag is what we stand for. The red, white, and blue is what we stand for. And we say the same thing. We say we're going to salute the Torah. The words in this Torah, we're gonna uphold them. And Moses got the law and put it in front of our face. Meaning what? Had it on a scroll and put it in front of our face. And this is what our foreparents said about these laws. Keep it in.
And all the people answered together.
And this is what all the people said together, man. Who? Our grandparents, man. Our grandmothers and grandfathers. You know what I mean? All the great men of old, man. This is what they said. Read.
And said all that the Lord have spoken.
And they said all that the Lord has spoken, read.
We will do.
They said what?
We will do.
And they made an oath there and then, man. They said everything in this book, we will do, man. Everything, we're not going to eat pork, crab, shrimp, lobster. That's a vow they made, man. And we're going to teach it to our children. We're not going to be sexual deviants, man. We're not going to be drug dealers and child molesters, man. You know, we're not going to be whores and deacons and Christians and Muslims. That's what our foreparents said. All that's in this law, we will do. They made a promise, a vow, an oath. to the Lord. So when you go back to was it Psalms where it said do the vow to the Lord, talking about that, man, pay your vow, man. The law, statute, and commandments that our foreparents said that we're gonna keep, man. Drop that. Give me Romans 12 and 1.
The book of Romans 12, verse 1. I beseech ye, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of God, that ye present your bodies as living sacrifice.
Read that again.
Romans 12, verse 1. I beseech ye, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of God, that ye present your body as living sacrifice.
And this is what Paul saying, man. Paul said he wants us to present. I'm gonna show you the difference between the sacrifices now and back then. You know what I mean? We still sacrifice today. Listen, the Lord sacrifice not been away with, man. The problem is the Lord wants a better sacrifice. He don't want your blood, your goats, your lamb. He wants a better sacrifice, and that sacrifice is what is you, man. He said, "Be a living sacrifice." Meaning you don't just put down your goats and your lamb. You put down your own pleasures, man. Things that make you. Back then, we had to give up lamb. Things that made us happy. Things that made us money. And now this is what you put down, sin. You put down the things that make you happy. You are a walking, living sacrifice, man. He said your body is a living sacrifice, not the goat, not the lamb. You are, man. When you put down the weed, put down the crab, shrimp, and lobster, you are a sacrifice. When you're in pain and agony because you can't do the things you want to do, even though it brings you joy, you are that sacrifice, man. Read that again.
Romans 12, verse 1. I beseech ye, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of God, that ye present your bodies in living sacrifice.
Are you really that sacrifice now, man? Not no goat. Really that sacrifice? You feel me? I'm gonna show you as well that even in the Old Testament, the Lord didn't want your sacrifice, man. That was put in place so you don't sin. The Lord didn't want the sacrifice, right. And King David even knew it, man. Give me Psalms 51 and about 1.
Psalm 51, verse 1. For the chief musician, a psalms of David, when Nathan the prophet came unto him, offering after he had gone into Bathsheba.
So this is a psalm that King David wrote, a song that King David wrote when he had sex with another man's wife. Keep it in.
Have mercy upon me, O God, according to thy loving kindness.
This was King David. King David said, Lord, have mercy on me, man. King David knew he was wrong and said, Lord, have mercy on me. King David wasn't boasting. Yo, I smashed my man's girl, you know. Listen, he was in the war, innit? So on the roof, shit said, nah, man. King David knew he was wrong and he's begging the Lord for mercy, man. He said, Lord, have mercy. That's the spirit you should be in every time you sin, man. Prancing around talking about when no one's perfect. Yeah, I know it's smoke, but listen, no one's perfect. Listen, you know what I mean? You're going to the same hell as me now, man. Christianity got it wrong. Just like with the sacrifices, man. Any man sinning and he's on an addiction and can't get off, every day of his life he should be crying himself to sleep, man. Until he gets himself right, every day of his life he should be crying until he gets it right. But no, thanks to Christianity, we got homosexuals prancing around gay pride, man. Prancing around with a rainbow flag, man. When really, if you were a sexual diva, you should be sad every day, man, till you get it right, man. You should be in all the councils, man. You should be like, no, I can't get it. You should be crying. You know how crackers smoke crack and then cry afterwards? And so I gotta get off it one day, but that should be you, man. But no, Christianity has told you to be proud and to laugh in the Lord's face and prance around and man in batty shorts, so like, yeah, prancing around. You know what I mean? King David knew the real spirit, man. And the real spirit was to be sad. King David is begging the Lord for mercy, man. Keep it in.
According unto thy multitude of thy tender mercies, blot out my transgression.
Well, you know what? Listen, King David said what? Unto your multitude of many mercy, the Lord is merciful, man. Very, very merciful. King David, like, Lord, give me some of that mercy, man. When you read the Bible, guess what? One of the Lord's greatest attributes is mercy. How do you know? Listen, as a nation of people, we should be dead a long time, man. What a sin that we've done. And the Lord took his favorite son and sacrificed him for us, man. That's how you know the Lord got many mercies. And David's like, Lord, give me some of the mercies, man. Keep it in.
Verse 2. Wash me thoroughly from my iniquity and cleanse me of my sins.
And the King David's crying here, man. King David, like, listen, wash me thoroughly, man. Thoroughly means throughout. Like if you dry your hands, just quick wash. You wash your hands and just dry it. That ain't thorough, man. Some parts are still gonna be wet. So if you dry your hands thoroughly, means there's no more wet parts in there. It's dry all over, man. That's what it means to wash me, clean me thoroughly, meaning right through, man. King David saying, Lord, please work with me, man. I want to become a better person. Keep it in.
Verse 3. For I acknowledge my transgression, and my sins is ever before me.
Give me verse.
Verse 4. Again, against thee only have I sinned and done this evil in thy sight.
Give me verse 6, Paul Kusha.
Pardon?
Give me verse 6, please.
Verse 6. Behold, thou art desire truth in the inward parts, and in the hidden parts thou shalt take me to know wisdom.
Wait there, stop there. Let me get the part 1 second. Boom, 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 boom. Wait there. Give me verse. Yeah, give me verse 16.
Verse 16. For thou desire not sacrifice.
Wait. Hold on. Read that again.
Okay. For thou desire not sacrifice.
Hold on. In the Old Testament, where brothers were sacrificing bull and sheep, this is the Old Testament, not New Testament. King David said it in the Old Testament that look, the Lord don't want sacrifice. Even King David knew that the Lord didn't want that, man. It's something we did, but it's not what the Lord wanted. The Lord would rather you don't sleep with men's wives. And even King David knew that, man. So the Lord don't desire sacrifices. Read.
Else I would have given it.
He said the Lord don't want sacrifice. If he did, I'll give it to him. If the Lord wanted sacrifice, I'll give it. But the Lord don't want no sacrifice, man. The Lord don't want these sacrifices. The Lord wants you to be a better person, man. To keep his laws, to stop sinning. King David said, if it was about sacrifices, I would have given you that, man. Keep it in.
Thou delightest not in burnt offering, for the sacrifice of God are a broken spirit.
Read that again.
Verse 17. For the sacrifice of God are a broken spirit.
And that's the true sacrifice, man. The sacrifice that you're supposed to have is a broken spirit, man. If you commit a sin to the Lord, don't be worried about no gift, man. Don't worry about no lamb. The Lord wants you to feel sad. The Lord wants you to sit in your room and feel sad, man. That is the sacrifice the Lord wants. The sacrifice of the Lord is a broken spirit, man. And that is what will make you change.
Right.
When you can't look yourself in the mirror, man. When you can't look yourself in the mirror, you feel sad every time you put that crack pipe to your lips, man. You feel sad every time you look in the mirror and say, rah, I had sex with my best friend's woman. When you look at yourself in the mirror and say, I'm a mother of 3 and I was in the carnival naked. That's the sacrifice, a true sacrifice to the Lord, not no burnt offering, man. A real sacrifice is a broken spirit, man. Keep it in.
A broken and contrite heart, O God, thou wilt not despise.
A contrite heart, man, a broken heart, man. Like, oh my God, what kind of man am I, man? So drugs to a pregnant woman. What kind of man am I? That's supposed to be one of my tight virgins, man. I'm having sex with one of these women. You know what I mean? The oppressor put us in chains, man. I'm out here chasing their women. You know what I mean? The oppressor thinks that they're better than us. And his woman thinks that they're better than our women. What am I doing chasing them, man? That's what you're supposed to feel, man, until you change. That is a sacrifice. That's a sacrifice the Lord wants, man. He don't want no goats and lambs, all that stuff, man. And we didn't know how to stop sinning. And guess what? Yahushua told us how to stop sinning. See, we thought paying fines will make you a better person. It won't, man. It won't. If you speed and you get a fine, that doesn't mean you won't speed again. But if a man put you on a speeding course, telling you the dangers of speeding, how much people die of speeding every year, then guess what? You go, you know what? You're right. I got to stop doing that. The law was good at punishing people, but it wasn't good at stopping people to stop sinning. And Yahushua came and Yahushua taught brothers how to stop sinning, man.
That's right.
Yahushua said, listen, Those brothers out there that wouldn't have sex with your wife, why? Because the law said so. She's nice, I wouldn't mind, but hey, I'm not touching the law said so. And how should I go to spirit, man? How should listen? It's not about doing it. It's about if you want to do it, man. Your house just what if you just look on there and lust after her, you commit adultery already. Christ taught the spirit of the Lord. Brothers thought, why touch there? You need proof that I touched there. I got proof. There you go, I'm clean. Nah, Christ said you shouldn't even want to. The law was good at punishing people. Christ was good at teaching brothers how to keep the law and not being punished, man. Keep it in.
Again. Sacrifice of God. Verse 18. Do good in thy good pleasure unto Zion. Build
All right.
thou the walls of Jerusalem.
No, sir. Okay, cool. So give me John. Give me John 1:29. It's lucky for the lateness up at the time, but I'm gonna get through what I can until next week.
John 1 verse 29. The next day John see Jesus coming unto him, and said, Behold, the Lamb of God, which taketh away the sins of the world.
Okay, now let's talk. Why did he call Jesus the Lamb of God? Does anyone know? See, Christians make out, yeah, Christ is the Lamb and Mary is the little lamb, and this is the reason why he called him that lamb. Why we know how shall I stop go on when you enjoy.
As it was said somewhere in the scripture that Jesus would come as a lamb to the slaughter. So he is the offering. He is a offering for the sins of the world now.
There you go. Get a brother a hand, man. Yeah, this is how black people talk, man. This is how black people talk. Yahushua is going to kill himself and pay that debt that black people owe the Lord. See, when you come in the truth, all of us deserve death. Every last one of us deserve death. And when you come in the truth now, the Lord don't care about you in the truth now. When you sacrifice, man, you know, like for instance, you can't kill people and tell the judge, judge, I was wrong, I want to kill people. Like, I don't give a damn. You gotta go to jail. You can't say, I ran up all these speeding tickets, but now I understand the seriousness and I won't speed no more. Like that's cool, but what about all these tickets, man? What about all these outstanding tickets? Someone gotta pay them tickets, man. And how should I pay it for every black and Hispanic, man? So when you come into the truth, you ain't got to die, man. He died in your place. Someone deserved to die for the weed we smoke, man. Someone deserved to die. Someone had to die for all the Sundays that we was in Christian church, man. Someone had to die for all the men, women that we had sex with, man. And your house, you know what? Kill me instead, man. You know what I mean? You see, if you die for having sex with all the women, you're supposed to die. That's not really a debt paid. But your house, who didn't have sex with a man's wife, who didn't smoke weed, who didn't go to church on Sunday, he go, you know what? Kill me instead, man. He paid our debt. And that's why it's called the Lamb of God. Why? Because a lamb is known for what? An offering. So the Lord can say, you know what? I took away his lamb, he's been punished now. And Yahushua was about to do that for us. That's what the Bible refers to as a lamb. Not that he's literally a lamb. Christian, you see a picture of Jesus, the righteous, next to a lamb. You don't mean that. You mean the act that he's about to perform is the same act as what the priest would do with a lamb. The priest will kill a lamb so that the Lord will have to kill you. So you won't sin again. And the Lord kill Yahushua so that you get a second chance.
That's right.
The priest will take away your lamb so you get a second chance. So you will learn your lesson and stop sinning. So the Lord will have to kill you. And guess what? Yahushua paid your debt so the Lord will have to kill you also. That's why he's referred to the lamb. He's not literally a lamb. The act that he was, you know what I mean? The act that he did is equating him or comparing him to that lamb that we would sacrifice in the Old Testament. That's all it's about, man. And black people, believe today. Today, man, you give me one example of black people say, one second. Like people say, yeah, man, this is my let's say this one here is my meal ticket. No, so it's an example. You call for a cash cow or you know, or this is my bread. You go, you can't sack me, man. This is my bread and butter. Meaning this brings me bread and butter. You know what I mean? They're equating it to a man eating food. And likewise, he was comparing Christ to a sacrifice of a sheep. You know what I mean? The Bible will give you sheep without spot and blemish. And Christ was a man without spot and blemish. That's why he was the act that he was about to perform. They what's the word? They compared it to a lamb. Well, that's the class of give time of the priest and prophet, captain of 10,000. Russia with announcements.
That was a powerful class. Give the officer a clap for your hand. Give the trooper a more sound hand for the excellent reading. Right, we are the ISUPK, started at 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under commanding General Yohana. Rule for new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6 month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment, Numbers 18:21, Malachi 3:8-10, means 10th in the Hebrew, ma'ashra, 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you. Give to Treasury Department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like to give. Upcoming holy convocations is the Feast of Trumpets, which is on Sunday, the 25th of September, sundown. All right. Remind all aquas to check the bulletin boards in the hallway and all ISUPK social media, so Facebook, TikToks, Instagrams, the Google My Business, and everything that we use. If anyone wants to become a trooper in the school, to start wearing all black boots, shirts, pants, headbands, and scarves. And with that, we're going to give the teacher one courtesy salute. Men of Israel, Ahmadim. Men of Israel, Ahmadim Shabbat. Ahmadim Barak. Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai Barak Atam.
Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai Barak Atam.
Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai Barak Atam.
Yad Yamata. Class dismissed.
The water.